Hey there guys, and welcome to this new video. Today I will be showcasing a new project called Subzero Plus. So this project is a new project on the Avalanche network comprised of 4 ERC20 tokens to provide sustainability mechanisms and also long-term staking and providing liquidity. So their tokens are Subzero, Absolute Zero, Z-Share and Z-Bond. So guys, this seems like a Tom fork but much more advanced because here we have another tokens, and as we can read here, the Subzero ecosystem is designed to deliver returns to holders via their unique profit share token Absolute Zero. Crystallize your holdings and assert your conviction in the Subzero protocol by freezing your Subzero tokens to Absolute Zero. The protocol actively encourages this, as it means that the combination of Zero and Z-bonds have the potential to lock up a greater portion of the supply, and this has an exponentially greater effect on the successful second rush of the protocol. Through their on-chain income generation and tax systems, Subzero appreciates in value over time and rewards the holders. It is a liquid staked token, which itself can also be staked, leading some to refer to it as the dual printer. So this is very cool because they have another token, so brand new mechanics that have never been out before. It can give us a lot more opportunities. So guys, as we can see here, this project has multiple income streams, and what they basically want to do is getting so many of these revenue channels so that they can support the price of the main token, that is Subzero. And I think it can work if they have a lot of different revenue streams. For example, as we can see here, they say that you can think of Absolute Zero as the reward saver account, generating passive yet genuine yield, derived from their ecosystem and the overall market activity. So they are going to launch the project in March. They already did. They established the first part and the freezer with unique tokenomics and mechanisms, and in Q2 they launched the Z-Swap, that is a decentralized exchange featuring Subzero as a liquidity token, and they also reduced the circulating supply while generating yield to the protocol, all thanks to Z-Swap. So basically, I think what they are doing here is they take fees from their swap and put it to their tokens and generate burning. I think this is a really cool feature, having a DEX. Maybe if they have many important features, a lot of people use them, and it's good to have a better intrinsic value that is originated by having multiple utility measures. As we can see here guys, they are also having a Tom Bank and a Z Bank soon, and it comprehends basically lending and borrowing, which is very bullish. Every project that introduces lending and borrowing, it is no longer a pyramidal scheme because they can generate money with a lot of new investors, and that doesn't require inflation or any new people investing. If there is lending and borrowing, then it is much less pyramidal scheme than it was before. So lending and borrowing will boost TVL with their liquidity staking model and increase buy pressure. CBank 2.0 leverage, increase growth potential and protocol revenue. So this has been their tokenomics. They are not important right now because they have already launched, but it's also good to see them. So they have allocated 58.58% to the public, and they say Subzero is not like Bitcoin, where only 10% is remaining to be mined, and it is now mostly benefiting whales and early adopters. With Subzero, as the price increases, the supply increases. Encouraged profit taking over PEG results in increased decentralization. By design, you will never be too late to participate in the Subzero ecosystem, which is very cool. I saw a few other projects have this mechanic, and I saw it actually had a positive effect on the community and on the protocol itself. So, how to maximize rewards? First you must have MetaMask, then get Subzero, freeze it into absolute zero, and then stake it. You can just single stake and then earn Z-share, and if you are above peg you are able to sell that without any problem. I mean, if the protocol has a TWAP very high, then you should sell whenever you want to, but if it is low, sell half and reinvest the other. That's what I would do, because that helps supporting the protocol. Z-share is basically the token that determines how much trust the investors have on the protocol. Why is the price above below peg? It is because it is an algorithmic stablecoin, so it is not a over collateralized or a collateralized stablecoin. It is pegged and algorithmic. Yeah, it is pegged algorithmical. So basically how all the Tom forks work is that when it is below peg, then you have bonds. You can buy bonds with your normal tokens, and when you buy them they get burned, so it reduces supply and prices goes up, and you can redeem it whenever you want. But if you redeem it when TWAP, so time weighted average price, is kinda high, you get much more tokens than you used to have before, and when it is actually above peg you will be printing the normal token, and it is, in this case it's Subzero. So that's basically how it works. It has a system of reducing and amplifying the supply in order to maintain the peg and make this all healthy. I mean, then if they have a lot of utility, it is much easier. They stay above peg for a lot of time. For example, Grape Finance stayed above peg for 96% of the time since it has been created, so that's really cool, and I think this project is able to do the same if they implement a lot of utility, and they are pegged to Tom Finance. So that's cool. There are a few projects that are pegged to Tomb, and Tomb is pegged to Phantom. So, won't freezing tokens just reduce the liquidity? True, incentivizing users to freeze their tokens will reduce the liquidity, which is intentional. Having most of the protocol TVL sitting in liquidity pools is a risk, and could create major losses if contracts needed to be reissued due to a hack, exploit or flash loan. It would be fatal for most Tom-based protocols. Subzero has a balanced liquidity. So basically what they are saying here is that it is actually not a problem and they already calculated it, so don't worry about that. They pegged to Tom Finance because they think they can get a lot of money from basically having the peg with that brand, since it has been innovative and they have a very big community. I'm talking about Tom Finance here. Even if they are having a recent dip, they are not currently above peg, but still their community is so strong, otherwise they would be at zero, and it is not the case. So that's really cool. So freezing works in the fact that you can change Subzero to AB0 whenever you want, and the ratio is displayed as the index. The index will only ever increase, and you are always ensured to receive your corresponding Subzero tokens when defrosting. The contract will never fall short. The tax rates are also hard-coded, meaning the rate can never be increased or tampered with, even by the developers. Freezing costs 3%. Defrosting costs 17%. So that's basically it. They have this high tax, so they can use it for their treasury and to make sure that they do not have a constant selling, and I actually agree with this mechanic, and I think also the investors do. Their contracts are based on Tom Finance, which have been audited many times, and they will have the freezer contract audited, so it's really cool. So the team is not doxed but are doxed to each other, and they have KYC'd to some community members openly. So that's very cool. So this is DeFi 2.0, the revolution. Are you guys liking Subzero for now? Because I'm sure doing, and make sure to subscribe and like the video if you do, because I will be showcasing more amazing projects like this one. They also have a DAO fund that basically it is the second line of defense on top of the bond mechanism. When they are below peg, what they can do is two choices. Either they use bonds to reduce the supply, or they invest money that are present in the DAO fund. It is basically a fund that will help them get above peg when they are not. So it is a backup way, like it's the last shore. The DAO fund usually receives 18% of the boardroom print, and it is meant to allow the sale and purchase of tokens above and below peg. However, they believe the DAO wallet share is generally excessive and have often seen this exploited in other protocols. So this is basically it for today, guys. I hope you liked this video, I hope you enjoyed this project. I will leave the link in the description, and have a nice day and cheers!